Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY, and today we're going to look at the Movo X1 microphone system. What makes this microphone system so special is it can be used in a wide variety of applications. From a podcaster to using on a camcorder camera setup, you can even use this with a smartphone. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and go through some of the basics on it in an unboxing, kind of all wrapped up into one, so that you kind of have an idea of what you're going to get if you get this mic. All right, so the Movo X1 is going to come in a box just like this, and you're going to open it up, and it's going to have a case, has a loop to be able to strap it or hang it somewhere. It's nice and padded all the way around, so it's going to protect the mic, and it has a great zipper. You want to always check your zippers when you buy something to make sure that they are good, because if anything's going to wear out prematurely, it's usually that zipper. So when you open it up, the first thing I'm going to see is a windscreen. Now this one is the furry windscreen, and actually it's a really nice one, much nicer in person than I figured it was by looking at the pictures. And it even has the little Movo label on it, kind of nice. So you're going to have this windscreen. You're also going to have one already on the mic right here. So you get two of them, a foam one and a furry one. You're going to get the instruction manual. You're going to want to read through that. So let's go ahead and let's start taking some pieces out here and see what we've got. This is going to be the bottom stand, which is kind of like a little tripod base. We're going to set that aside for right now. It comes with a handle base, which is really nice. It has the little 1/4-inch screw end at the end so that you can go ahead and mount the mic and walk around and hold it as a mic. Or it has a screw end on this end as well and makes this an extension. And we're going to go ahead and put it on as an extension for right now. So we've got that set. And the next thing you're going to see here, this one, let's pull this one out. This is going to be your shoe to go on your camera setup. So if I have my camera set up here, this is my shoe. It's going to go in here, you turn, and you're going to lock it in. So we will leave that connected for there. Actually get a little tighter. There we go. We're going to leave that for right now and come back to that in a minute. And you get down in here, this is what's going to hold your actual shotgun mic. So it's a pretty nice unit. It has the same little tie-ins right here. So we could take and put it here, or we can take and attach it right here. Either way, that will be the way you attach it. And then your mic obviously is going to set up through the rings. We're going to set that over here for just a minute. Next piece is going to be the articulating piece. You'll loosen this and you can move this around. This is the part that will connect up to the actual mic, and this will connect to our shoe or the top of our tripod. So let's go ahead and kind of tighten it into place for a second, just so it stays stationary, and it will simply screw on here. And if you needed to, you could screw that on here as well. Generally, you're not going to need to do that though on the camera. This is going to be more for your stand. And now I can screw this on here or over here. So the next piece is going to be the microphone, and the mic has the little foam windbreak on the front. You can pull that off and have no windbreak at all if you prefer. And by the way, this will actually pick up all the way down to -32 decibels. So it's a very nice mic. But you can leave this on if you want, and you want to go to the fur one. The fur one will just slip over it. Let's see if I can do this for you a little real quick so you can see how that will look. It'll just slide on just like this. So it gives it a little bit more of a windbreak. If you're out somewhere where there's a lot of wind, it'll stop a lot of that. So that is how that works. We're going to take it off for right now. It just pulls off, set it over here. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the mic before we attach it. It's going to have an on and off button here. Up in the front, you're going to have a little control button, and you have your high gain, 75 to 150. And what that's basically going to do is filter out a lot of the low gurgling type noises, get rid of those for you so that you have a little bit better sound. Actually set the gain underneath it from -20 up to 20 right here. So 20 to -20. And then you'll have your regular gain in the back here that you'll control. In other words, that's the actual magnification of sound. You're going to control that in the back. You're going to have a USB-C connection here to charge the mic, which is going to last about 20 hours on a charge. And you will have your headphone jack here so you can listen with headphones to hear what's going on. And you have an indicator right here. And then on this side, you have your 3.5 jack right here. So how you're going to mount this is you are just simply going to push these on just like that and get it into place. Just like that right there. Now it's ready to mount here if I want it on my tripod and work it that way. Or if I want to put it on my camera, I can actually put it right here. All right, so these are all the connectors that actually come with the kit. And the first one I'm going to talk about is going to be the XLR. Now the XLR is basically, it's an X connector, a locking connector, and the rubber boot. You have 3 pins, and it is going to connect to the small 3.5 jack here in the back. Now, this is an industry standard connection that rock bands, radio stations, and podcasters like to use. It gives you a little bit more control, but you have to have an interface to make this work. So if your camera setup does not have an interface, you're going to have an interface to get this to work. Not all cameras are going to work very well with this. My camera does have the attachable or detachable interface, and here's where my pins will connect right here on the side, and then I can connect and control all of my volumes and everything and gain through this system with all these connectors here on this side. So when it comes to the 3.5 cables, at first glance, you're going to think they just gave you 2 cables, but actually these are 2 different cables. One is going to be a TRRS, which is this one. The other one is going to be the TRRS. And what that stands for is tip, ring, and sleeve. This one has tip, a ring, and a sleeve. This one has a tip, a ring, and a sleeve. The black marks are not the rings, it's the part in the middle of the black marks. That's your rings. You're going to count them. And what that basically does is it gives you a little bit more control as well on recording, kind of like this system, but this tends to be used a little bit more on smartphones and devices of that nature, where this is going to be used more on a camera setup. So it depends on what you're trying to do and what you're using, but that's what these are for. You're also going to get a USB-A to a USB-C connector for charging, and you also get a USB-C to a USB-C, depending on what it is that you're trying to hook up to charge. So they give you 2 cords. That's kind of a nice thing. Now, all I have to do on my camera here is take this jack and I'm going to hook it up here into my microphone. Now the cool thing about this mic is I can actually turn it if I need to get it in line with whatever I need. So if I'm wanting to see this though, I want this up, I'm going to bring my jack around this way, plug it in just like that, and now I can see everything and I can power on. And as you can see, when I power on, we've got a little indicator light and we have a battery light letting us know what the battery's on. And it is also showing me what my pickup is on here. If I'm doing, I can scroll through everything right here, my high gains right there. I can scroll through them all. It gives you a lot of versatility. Without giving you a full instructional video, at least I covered some of the basics so that you kind of have an idea of what all this is capable of. It is capable of a ton of things. Walk around and talk. Matter of fact, when you're walking around and talking, one of the things I do like is I can leave these closed. And when I get ready to set it down, I can open it up and just set it down. I can also, like I said, change the levels of this, take the centerpiece out, make it shorter. I like the fact here that I can articulate this and turn it a little if I need to, but a shotgun mic is designed to be able to reach out and pull that sound out. So a few quick words about the Movo brand themselves. This is my 3rd or 4th Movo microphone system that they put out, and I tend to keep going back to them because they put out a really good product. Now, they are a privately held company based out of Los Angeles, California. They were founded in 2013, They make all kinds of rigs, mounts, and microphones for either content creators, influencers, or journalists. So they are very good at what they do. Now, I gave you a lot of the basics about this microphone. There is a ton of other functions and features, so you're going to want to really dig into it to figure all of that out when you actually get the microphone. But I tried to cover the most important things that you need to know and what its capabilities are. And speaking of capabilities, one thing that I want to point out that's real important is this is self-powered. When you do the little XLR mics, a lot of times those are going to be either self-powered or they will power through this. This microphone will charge itself, into the rechargeable battery, meaning you do not need that function. So if I'm looking at my controller here, I have to turn that power function off here and let my mic power itself. Now this mic is designed to go 20 hours without being recharged. So pretty much anything you're going to do in a day's shooting, you're going to cover with this mic with one charge and not have to worry about it running out. So that's a real important thing. So if I was going to rate this mic on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it 5 stars. And honestly, this is truly one of those products I would give more stars to if I could, because I think it's very well made. I love the all aluminum body, the feel of it. I love all the controls. I love the fact it's actually fairly simple. The controls are pretty self-explanatory. Do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today, and we will see you guys on the next review.